Recently I did a video talking about a very high aspect ratio aircraft and its benefits. I quickly mentioned delta disease and realized going a bit deeper on that is much more applicable and useful for War Thunder. So we'll look at what that is, some in-game examples, and what you can do to mitigate it so you don't get energy trapped, and after all that, we'll look at some cool explosions. For this all, we'll be flying the Draaken, a so-called double delta aircraft. Now, the delta disease is plainly put worse energy bleed in turns than you otherwise would. And with energy, I'm talking about the big E here. This is just a good old physics formula, not specific to aviation, but as physics do, applies there as well. Now, in order for you to get an idea of this, if for example we lose half our speed in a turn, we'll only have a quarter of our total energy left due to their quadratic relation. Mining our energy greatly increases our maneuvering options. So why is this energy bleed so bad for delta-winged aircraft? It's due to their extremely low aspect ratio. You can work it out by taking the square root of the wingspan and divide by the surface. In layman's term, a very narrow, wide wing will have a high aspect ratio, like the BV-155, and a very short, stubby wing with a very low aspect ratio, like effectively almost any delta-winged aircraft. Well, there are delta wings like the HO229 that have a high aspect ratio, but typically delta wings work out of a low aspect ratio. Here, just look at this table. BV-155 from the recent vid is a bit of an opposite extreme, but look how high it is. HO229 still quite good for a jet, but the Mirage 3 and Draaken, prime examples of low aspect ratios. Now, why is this so bad? What happens is, under the wing exists relative overpressure, and over the wing exists relative underpressure. This is part of what gives us lift. A spanwise flow emerges and wants to go over the side. This creates vortexes that induce drag. This is also called lift-induced drag. Low aspect ratio wings essentially give more side for this spanwise flow to go over and thus create more vortexes. We can see it in this formula. The lower the aspect ratio, shown by AR, the higher induced drag will be. You see, it's kind of like a fraction where AR is at the bottom. And now the CL you see on top, this is the lift coefficient. If you ignore flaps, etc., this is only really influenced by the angle of attack, often referred to as alpha. It has a quadratic relation to induced drag, so briefly assuming a perfectly linear relation from alpha to CL, when you double the alpha, the induced drag will quadruple. In reality, it will be even more, but not opening that can of worms for CL and alpha relation, because it's a little bit more complex. Let's look at that in game. I've picked a J35 since we have a nice alpha meter. What we'll do is I'll keep a steady alpha at 5 and we'll time how long it takes from 500 to bleed down to like 470, and then later I'll analyze the numbers. 500. And 470, and I'll show the numbers on screen. Let's speed up again. I'll do the same under similar loadout conditions, similar altitude, similar speed, or similar power setting. And now we're gonna do it with 10 degrees. Let's try to get that 10. Almost 10, and we already passed the 470. So you see how quick that went? And I'll get the numbers on screen so you can have a look. Now how can you mitigate this? Short answer, keep your speed up and watch the alpha. Long answer, find the speed you absolutely don't go below. If you have an alpha meter, give yourself a limit you won't go over. In the J35, I kind of turn hard, and then when I have eyes on my target, I kind of try to keep lowering my alpha while still catching up to them in the turn. This way I lose as little energy as I can, and especially in the J35, I can always just yank it real hard and do half a Cobra maneuver if I've been taking it too soft in the turn. Now, if you don't have an alpha meter and don't have a speed ready in mind that you don't want to go below, then just keep your eye on the enemy and don't pull harder than needed if it looks like you're going for a prolonged turn fight. Most delta wings turn tight, but as we've seen before, this is a blessing and a curse. If you see you're catching up on them in the turn and your speed isn't dropping, keep it there and be patient. If your current turn rate is going to catch up to them at some point and your speed is steady, you won't get energy trapped. So just be patient. If you do end up yanking it out of desperation because it looks like they got you, be prepared that the fight is over and you're about to take your last shot because you are then heavily energy trapped. Typically one hard pull in a turn fight with a delta wing and you're stuck. Early on in the fight you can also decide to do high yo-yos, but there's so much more to talk about there and kinda beyond the scope of just a delta disease video. Let me know in the comments if you'd like a video on that though. And more general energy management, of course. Now, let's look at some action from this match. There, I got one. Let's go for guns. Oh, I flew right through it and into my wing. Oh god. Oh, that makes my aspect ratio even worse if the tip's missing. It's kinda hard to keep in the air. Oh, there he is.
Move after me.
Got 6 missiles, might as well spam a bit. And to be honest, I don't mind lightening the load because our wings are half gone. Let's go to the IR, the IRST. Yeah, it's probably too far. So this is actually quite interesting. Now that part of our wings missing, in order to stay airborne, we need to fly with a higher alpha basically, and this also, just like in a turn, increases our induced drag exponentially. So whatever delta disease was limiting us is now even worse. So we cannot even break the sound barrier anymore. This would also be coupled with drag caused from having a, you know, big open ripped part where the wing used to be. He's flaring. He's not seeing us on RWR. Maybe he's seeing us through his mirror. One more missile left.
Follow me.
Nice, stop flaring. Fox 2. Yeah, this is gonna get him. Bye. Anyways, let's try to land this thing. Ah, useful actions just dropped. Great, right before landing. And I got 20 seconds of fuel left. Oh, the controls feel so bad. Oh god, I hope we don't crash. It's kinda pulling out the speed. Energy bleed has its uses too, you know. Okay, gear down. She handles real bad right now. Hope I don't stall out on short final. Yep. Oh, that went okay. Let's have a look at this missing wing. Oh boy, it's not that bad. But still, don't have much wingspan to begin with, so losing anything is bad. He's after a friendly. Let's quickly catch up. Friendly's flaring. It's probably gonna distract my missiles. Fox 2. See if it goes for a flare. Fox 2. Oh, the first one hit. Great. You're welcome, friend.
Yes. Excellent.
Excellent indeed. Oh, might as well just blow up some AI, I guess. Ah, they're friendly shooting them too. Hey, what's that? Now this is what I call an opportunistic kill. He's going after that friendly. Rather blow him up than some dumb AI. Nice. Oh, it's the third kill. I haven't been shot down. Is this gonna become an ace game? That would be nice. Be nice if we can get some turn fight footage. I'll see if we can only go for guns with this guy. MiG-21 quite maneuverable, but J-35s, they can just toy with MiG-21s. Here I totally overshoot and I'll probably easily be able to get back on him. See, just a big turn. And then when I got him in sight, I managed my alpha. It's what we discussed before. I went for the sun, of course. See, and that energy bleed, you can also use it to prevent an overshoot. Here, look at this. I cut the power, I pull hard, I just stay behind him. I don't even need an air brake. Hoppa, got him with the gun. Nice.
Well done.
Oh, that's 4-0. Match is almost over. And I get some new fuel and cannon ammo. One more kill and it's an ace game. But I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Too much time spending talking about aerodynamics. And the match is over. Hero of the Sky. Well, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Right, might look at the rewards a bit. I had like a few boosters on, so it's pretty sweet. Nearly 500,000 silver lions. That's not bad. Let's look at the other screen. I'm more used to that, where you get a breakdown of the useful actions. There we go. Yeah, 4 kills and bunch of other smaller stuff that's not interesting. Yeah, 500,000 silver lions. I'll take it. Thank you very much. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed, learned something new along the way, and catch you guys in the next one.